Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. Bold and the Beautiful 2-week spoilers December 1st to 12th. Bill's explosive rampage and Katie's blazing fury. Bold and the Beautiful 2-week spoilers for December 1st to 12th, 2025. Expect Bill Spencer Don Diamond is on a rampage and Katie Logan Heather Tom absolutely furious. On Monday, December 1st, we got Bill trying to convince Katie to come work with him at Spencer Publications. So, it looks like she is feeling increasingly superfluous at FC because Brooke Logan Catherine Kelly Lang and Donna Logan Jennifer Garise were so worried about her health, they brought in an outside PR firm. But, it's really starting to sting Katie and Bill doesn't like it. This week, Katie and Bill are going to have a really serious talk about her coming over to Spencer Publications because Bill doesn't like it at all that Katie is answering to Ridge Forrester Torsten K and Brooke, but I'm sure it's Ridge that's the bigger issue. We know how Bill feels about the dressmaker. John Finn Finnegan Tanner Novlin and Steffi Forrester Jacqueline McInnes would commit to focusing on their future. They feel like everything is happy and bright now that his daughter Luna Nozawa Lisa Yamada is roadkill and all her chaos is over. But of course, as soon as they make this commitment, you know that something's going to come along and screw it up. Also on Monday, Electra Forrester Lania Grace and Will Spencer Crew Morrow are reeling. Remember, Miss Dylan Sydney Bullock came in during the final episodes last week. We had a short week of bold and beautiful episodes because of Thanksgiving. And Miss Dylan confessed to Electra that she's the one who ran down Luna. So Electra is going to bring Will in on the Miss Dylan thing and she's going to tell him she's the one who killed Luna. Now, according to Luna, she had already miscarried Will's baby that she hijacked from him. So, at least Miss Dylan didn't kill a kid. Also, just Luna. On Tuesday, December 2nd, we got Brooke really disappointing her sister Katie because it feels like Brooke is not being very supportive of her sister. So, it looks like Brooke is agreeing with some big decision that Ridge is making about Katie and Forrester Creations, maybe with the temporary PR firm there. Ridge decides that they've moved beyond the scope of an in-house PR person and they do need a larger firm now that they're not just Forrester Creations. They're the whole brand because they're doing Carter Walton's Lawrence St. Victor's big vision. Ridge also spends some time reminiscing with Brooke on Tuesday. Hopefully, it's not more nonsense about their dusty destiny. And Miss Dylan heads over to Steffi and Finn's house. And she's got Electra and Will with her to support her. She's very nervous about it, very stressed out, but Miss Dylan wants to tell him face to face. So, she confesses to Finn that she is the one who ran down his daughter, Luna. Now, she did call the police. And let's be real, the girl ran right into traffic, fleeing a manhunt. Everybody was out there looking for her. So, it's not Miss Dylan's fault, but she really wants to tell Finn that she's very sorry for killing her daughter. So, hot on the heels of Steffi and Finn saying, "Oh, good. No more Luna drama," Electra and will show up with some more Luna drama. All of this stuff to me are red flags that maniac Luna isn't dead. You know, we didn't see her corpse. We haven't seen her zipped into a body bag. And even when they do that on the soap, they still resurrect them. But in this case, where we haven't seen her dead body or anything, you know, I don't believe it. And I don't trust Brad Bell isn't trying to resurrect her yet again. Wednesday, December 3rd, we got Brooke completely blindsided by some news that Donna delivers about Eric Forrester John McCook. And it looks like it is a health issue. I mean, he's not a spring chicken. And I think it was last Christmas or the Christmas before where he, you know, almost died, although we all knew they weren't going to kill him off. So, Bill is confronting Ridge on Wednesday because of what he did and said to Katie. Now, I don't think Ridge is going to outright fire Katie. But he might tell her that they are going to use this outside PR firm and they'll find something else for Katie to do, essentially pushing her aside. Or Ridge may even tell Katie she should take some time off because of the stress, and her grandbaby just died because of the miscarriage and then Luna got run over and all the wool stuff. I'm sure Bill and Ridge are going to have big beef over this. They're just inventing loose ends right now. Thursday, December 4th, Taylor Hayes' Rebecca Budig gets a visit from Deacon Sharp Sean Cannon. So, I don't know if it's a therapy session or a personal chat, but their chemistry is off the charts. They are sparking. Sheila Carter Kimberlyn Brown thinks that their marriage is fine, but Deacon's Thanksgiving wishbone wish was to win Taylor's love, and he is out there trying to make it happen. Good for Deacon. Hot on the heels of that showdown with Bill over Katie, we are going to have more tension at Forrester Creations because Eric and Ridge have a very intense conversation and confrontation at the office. And it looks like he wants Eric to retire, most likely because of his health taking some kind of turn for the worse. Ridge tells Eric, "You need to ride off into the sunset and enjoy life." And Ridge says, "That's what I would do if I was in your shoes." And Eric snaps back that "You're not in my shoes." So, I don't know if the cancer's back or it's some other new thing. Also, we've got Hope Logan, Annika Noel and Deke enjoying some quality family time with Deacon on Thursday. And I'm sure they're going to push him to dump Sheila, which coincides with what Deacon wants as well. Friday, December 5th, on Bold and the Beautiful, we've got Eric's health concerning everybody. And Steffi starts talking to Finn about her deep connection to Eric. So, obviously, Steffi knows about her granddad's health issues that have cropped up again and she's worried. The week of December 8th through the 12th, we have to face this big question. Are we going to have both Katie and Eric sick at the same time? Is Brad Bell planning a doubly depressing Christmas for fans? I don't know what's wrong with that man. How long can Taylor fight the feeling we know that Deacon is smitten and wants to be with her and is going to amp up his efforts next week? And Sheila senses Deacon pulling back. And if she stalks him and sees the sparks with Taylor, that's a big uh-oh. Eric's new health crisis is increasingly concerning for the family. And I'm sure Donna wants her honey bear to also retire, but the last time he was having issues and sick, Eric doubled down on working and they had that whole fashion challenge thing, which by the way, he lost. So, I hope they don't go that route and repeat that plot. But I don't have any faith that Brad Bell 1T Deacon wants Taylor and he's taking serious steps to get what he wants while also withdrawing from Sheila. Hope and Deke may try and parent trap Deacon once they know that he's crushing on Taylor and things get increasingly strained between Ridge and Eric, not only professionally, but personally. The last time that Ridge tried to push Eric out, he thought he was doing it for the right reasons. But that was before Ridge even knew that Eric had what started out as the mystery illness that then they finally said the C word, said it was cancer. So, we'll see how this one goes. But Eric owns more of the company than Ridge, so he could fight back, especially if Steffi aligns with him. The next 2 weeks on The Bold and the Beautiful bring chaos, wounded pride, and a high-stakes emotional storm that threatens to scorch everyone in its path. From December 1st through 12, Los Angeles becomes a battlefield of past wrongs, unresolved jealousy, and one man's desperate need to reclaim control of a life he feels slipping through his fingers. At the center of it all is Bill Spencer, whose volcanic temper ignites a chain reaction no one sees coming, least of all Katie, who becomes the unexpected spark to his personal detonation. These 2 weeks mark a turning point for Beatty, not the romantic kind, but the kind that divides families, shakes alliances, and exposes truths no one dared say aloud. Week 1 Dis 1-5, Bill's breaking point. Bill feels cornered. Bill Spencer has never been a man who accepts defeat gracefully, especially when he senses it creeping up on him from multiple fronts. His business is under pressure, his sons are distracted by their own dramas, and his once rock-solid confidence has been slowly eroding. But what really triggers the bomb inside him is Katie's shift in energy. She's calmer, firmer, more assertive. And worst of all for Bill, she's unbothered. Bill watches her with a growing suspicion that she's keeping something from him. Katie has always been difficult to read when she wants to be, and this time she maintains a cool, measured distance that Bill interprets as judgment, or worse, punishment. In reality, Katie is simply reclaiming her independence. She's tired of being Bill's moral compass, his emotional fallback, and his go-to-fixer when the rest of the world disappoints him. But Bill doesn't see growth, he sees withdrawal. The confrontation erupts. His frustration boils over in the Spencer offices. Bill corners Katie, demanding answers she isn't ready to give. Not because she's hiding anything, but because she refuses to be pushed. Katie stands her ground. And that, more than anything, infuriates Bill. Their argument starts with typical Spencer bluster, but quickly turns white-hot when Katie brings up the one thing Bill refuses to acknowledge: "You only come to me when the world doesn't bend the way you want it to." Those words land like a blow. And from that moment, something shifts. Bill doesn't explode on the outside yet, but on the inside, the rampage has begun. A dangerous decision. Unable to contain the emotional wildfire inside him, Bill leaves work and disappears for hours. No calls. No texts. Not even Wyatt knows where he is. Bill claims later that he needed air, but rumors swirl that he may have taken a reckless path, one involving a shady business decision or a confrontation with a rival he shouldn't have sought out. By the end of the week, Katie can feel the storm brewing. She's bracing herself, but even she doesn't understand how close they are to a life-altering explosion. Week 2 to 12, Katie's fury unleashes. Bill's rampage hits home. The second week opens with the aftermath of Bill's disappearing act. Spencer Publications is on edge. Justin hears rumblings of a move Bill made that could financially destabilize the entire company. Wyatt and Liam scramble to figure out what exactly their father set into motion. Then Bill returns. He storms into the company with a swagger that's more reckless than confident. He slams files, overrides decisions, and dismisses his executives with a wave of his hand. A full-blown Spencer rampage is underway. The problem: his decisions aren't strategic, they're emotional. And emotional decisions at this level are dangerous. Katie draws the line. Katie arrives just in time to watch Bill alienate half his staff. She steps into his office and closes the door quietly, firmly. One look at her tells Bill everything she knows. Bill fires off excuses. He claims he's protecting the company, taking back control, showing strength. But Katie, ever the calm voice of truth, cuts through his bluster. This isn't strength, Bill. This is fear dressed up as power. Bill snaps. He accuses her of doubting him, abandoning him, betraying him emotionally. His words land heavy, but this time, Katie doesn't retreat. She doesn't soften. She doesn't soothe. Instead, she fights back. The fight that changes everything. Katie's fury, usually controlled, reserved, polite, erupts in a blaze that shocks even Bill. She calls out every pattern he's repeated. Every time he's pushed her away only to demand loyalty. Every time he's claimed he was acting for his family when, in truth, it was all about control. Every moment he asked for trust while breaking hers. Bill tries to interrupt, but Katie is unstoppable. You don't get to blow up your life and then expect me to glue it back together. Not anymore. The words hit harder than any accusation Bill has heard in years. For the first time, his mask cracks. Not out of anger, out of realization. The aftermath. Katie leaves the office, visibly shaken, but empowered. Bill stays behind, stunned into silence. For a man who always finds a way to regain control, he suddenly has none. Wyatt and Liam grow concerned as the tension spills into the company. They sense their father is spiraling, but no one, not even they, can break through the storm cloud hovering above him. Meanwhile, Katie confides in Brooke, who urges her to stand strong. Brooke knows better than anyone how destructive Bill's emotional whirlwinds can be when left unchecked. A shocking cliffhanger. As the week closes, Bill does something unexpected. Something no one would predict. Something that will ripple through his family and the entire Spencer empire. He shows up somewhere late at night where he absolutely should not be. Someone answers the door. Bill looks wrecked, vulnerable, furious, and lost all at once. "I need to know," he says. "I need the truth." About what, about whom, and why? Now those answers spark the next wave of drama, rolling straight into mid-December. Final thoughts. The next 2 weeks place Bill and Katie at the emotional epicenter of The Bold and the Beautiful. His explosive rampage and her blazing fury reveal truths that have simmered for years and now can no longer be ignored. Whether this destroys them or forces a long overdue transformation remains to be seen. But one thing is certain, Los Angeles won't be the same after this storm passes. The Bold and the Beautiful Monday, December 1st recap, Dylan's Cliff House shocker, Katie plays Fix-It for Bill. The Bold and the Beautiful B&B recap for Monday, December 1st, reveals that Dylan Sidney Bullock delivered a Cliff House shocker while Katie Logan Heather Tom played Fix-It for Bill. Spencer Don Diamont. At Spencer Publications, Katie found Bill frustrated over an acquisition, which was blowing up negatively in the press. After Katie offered tips on how to turn things around, Bill was amazed and insisted her talents were being wasted at Forrester Creations. Bill felt the same way about Will Spencer Crew Morrow, so he wanted both Katie and their son at Spencer Publications. Katie wound up complaining since Forrester Creations hired an outside PR team to deal with the Luna Nozawa-Lisa Yamada chaos without even consulting her. Although Katie still claimed to be happy at Forrester, Bill kept pushing her to come back to Spencer since he considered it her family business. In the Forrester CEO office on Monday's B&B episode, Brooke Logan Forrester Catherine Kelly Lang gushed over a new sketch and got praise from Ridge Forrester Torsten K for being his muse. While Ridge and Brooke shared some lovey-dovey moments, John Finn Finnegan Tanner Novlin and Steffi Forrester Finnegan Jacqueline McInnes Wood did the same at the Cliff House. Steffi sensed that Finn was still coming to grips with Luna's fate and assured him that he didn't have to hide his feelings from her. Finn later had a phone call with the police and told Steffi they still wouldn't reveal the driver who hit Luna. At the beach house, Dylan was a little weirded out over being back there, but she assured Will and Electra Forrester Lania Grace that she was fine. Will had been brought in the loop on Dylan's driver drama and offered some supportive words along with Electra. Although Dylan didn't mean to run over Luna, she was haunted by the incident and wanted to confess to Finn as well as Steffi. Electra and Will agreed to take Dylan to the Cliff House so she could come clean about what happened. Once they made their way there, Will and Electra went inside first before admitting they brought someone to answer questions. Dylan appeared just before Will revealed that the driver was no longer anonymous. After Dylan insisted it was an accident, she said she was the one driving and that she was so sorry since she killed Finn's daughter. Both Finn and Steffi stood there reeling over Dylan's admission. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers say Steffi and Finn will have to process this jaw-dropping news, so stay tuned for updates on their next steps. Monday's episode opened with a sweeping aerial shot of the cliff house, the waves crashing against the rocks like a warning. Inside, though, the tension was louder than the ocean. Dylan stood in the center of Steffi's living room, jaw tightening, fists clenching and releasing as though trying to contain everything he'd been holding in for weeks. Viewers have watched him unravel bit by bit since arriving in Los Angeles, but today was the moment it became clear he wasn't just unraveling. He was about to snap the thread completely. Steffi appeared guarded, but her spine remained straight. She wasn't afraid of Dylan, but she was exhausted by the unpredictable whirlwind he'd become. "What's going on with you?" she asked, keeping her voice low but firm. She'd seen volatile men before. She recognized the fire in his eyes. Dylan, for his part, didn't come to the cliff house to ask for forgiveness or to explain himself. He came because he needed someone to hear him, even if he didn't know how to say the words. His confession started as a whisper, then escalated into a storm. He'd been living in a shadow life, blaming everyone around him for the choices he refused to own. The cliff house had always been a place where truth spilled out whether someone wanted them to or not, and today it was Dylan's turn. He revealed he'd followed Steffi the night before not out of romantic interest, but because he needed closure. He admitted he'd overheard a conversation between her and Finn about him, something raw, something painfully honest. Hearing his name in that context made him confront the very thing he'd been avoiding. He didn't know who he was anymore in this city of shining lights and darker secrets. Steffi didn't soften. She didn't sugarcoat. She reminded him that spying on people, lurking around, lashing out, those were the actions of someone spiraling. And spiraling people caused damage, even when they didn't mean to. The words hit Dylan hard. His silence afterward wasn't calm, it was stunned. The shocker came when he abruptly announced he was leaving Los Angeles. Not in a day. Not next week. Today. He'd already packed. He'd already arranged transportation. He said he needed space, clarity, peace, 3 things he admitted he had no chance of finding here. But before he walked out, he turned to Steffi with eyes that flickered between defiance and vulnerability and said, "Tell Finn, tell him I didn't mean for any of this." Then he walked out the door with the force of a man determined to sever every thread connecting him to his past. The camera lingered on Steffi, stunned and motionless, as Dylan's car pulled out of the driveway. She wasn't sure if she felt relief, sadness, or dread. Dylan leaving should have fixed things. But something about the abruptness of it left her unsettled. People who ran away weren't done, they were simply regrouping. Across town, a very different kind of emotional storm was playing out. Katie Logan stood outside Bill Spencer's office, the door slightly ajar. Inside, Bill was pacing like a caged lion, angry, brooding, frustrated. He'd had a rough week, a rough month, and a rough year if he was honest with himself.